Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here on a cold, rainy day here in Indiana. So, perfect weather for some coffee in my nice Edgar Allan Poe coffee mug. And I'm actually going to be showing you some more plunder that I have acquired over my recent ratings as of late. Stuff I got in the mail, as well as a few things that I picked up in the stores. And I originally planned on showing just CDs and like one tape. That's because that's all I really had. But this past week, which has been extremely long for me, I had to work at another store, and they were paying me travel pay because I had to travel probably 2 hours, just about 2 hours one way to get to this place. And I got to have all the overtime that I needed, which, it was 13-hour days. And so naturally, I'm freaking exhausted after that long week. So hopefully I don't screw up a whole lot in this video. But my last day there, they gave me my travel pay. And it was a nice chunk of money. And I put most of it back, and then I kept a nice little amount of it. And I decided to hit up the Vinyl Rescue Project yesterday. And I picked up, I believe it's 7 new records, as if I really needed to buy any more. But this first one, I'd never heard of this before. And it's just a one-man black and death metal band. The guy goes by the name Ryden, R-Y-D-E-N, for this project, but I cannot remember his actual name. But when I looked him up on Metal Archives, I recognized at least one of the other bands that he is in. But this is his project Profundi with the Omega Rising. Kind of a dark cover, sorry about that. Nice gatefold. There's the man himself. Standard black vinyl, so nothing really fancy to show there. I just gotta figure out where. There it is. It did come with a mini poster, which I will figure out a place to hang that. Definitely looking forward to checking this out, though, because, I do love me some black and death metal. And the status of this project is unknown as of right now. This is the only release that it has. And this was originally put out on Profound Lore Records, I do believe. This is the reissue on Transcendental Creations, so yeah, definitely looking forward to giving that a listen. And this next one is one that I saw the last time I was there, and I knew nothing about the band, so I just decided to hold off that time and checked them out when I got home. Some pretty cool sounding death metal, so I picked it up this time. This is Fester with Silence. Gatefold showing the members there. Standard black vinyl, as I said. They also had another one that was looked like a compilation of sorts. I almost want to say probably demos or something like that. And I actually didn't notice this until this morning when I was getting everything ready. But this is actually limited to 500 copies. Doesn't have a number written on it. Put out by, looks like Iron Bonehead Records. Pretty cool. And this is actually the first one that I saw when I got in there, and I'm just like, sold. Because I'm wanting to try to get as much of this band's material on vinyl as I can. This is Grom by Behemoth. Just an awesome classic piece of Polish black metal in my opinion. Again, and I just absolutely love that album cover. And as I said, I love Behemoth, especially early Behemoth, so I want to try to get as much of it on vinyl as I can. And the last 4, all by the same band. I was really, really happy to see him get these in. And, nothing special about the vinyl. Just all standard black vinyl. 2 LP sets, each of them. So I'm just going to show off at least the gatefolds, which are pretty cool. And all of these albums, in my opinion, are just fucking classics for this band. And this is Turn Loose the Swans by My Dying Bride. You honestly cannot beat early My Dying Bride. I only have one other album from them on vinyl, and when I saw he had all of these, I was just like, yeah, I've got to get those. There's just no getting around it. And I bought pretty much every My Dying Bride that he had in there. Next is The Angel and the Dark River. Again, nice gatefold with your lyrics. Excuse me, band photo. So happy to finally get some more My Dying Bride on vinyl. This next one is actually the first album of theirs that I got into and was the one that introduced me to the band. It's still one of my favorite ones to listen to today. This is Songs of Darkness, Words of Light. I mean, just some amazing songs on here. I think my favorite would have to be the lead-off track, The Wreckage of My Flesh, but then you have stuff like Catherine Blake, The Prize of Beauty, and My Fury Stands Ready. Just amazing stuff, in my opinion. So happy to finally own that on vinyl. And then, of course, I had to pick up their latest masterpiece, Feel the Misery. This made it into my top albums of last year, and it's just damn near a flawless album, I think. I mean, it's a fucking classic, a masterpiece of doom, in my opinion. You may not agree with me, but, you know what they say about opinions. Okay, moving on. As soon as I take a drink. Excuse me. All right. Recently, I placed a order with Razorback Records, and I hadn't ordered from them in a while, and I decided I was going to go ahead and pick up the latest stuff to complete my, or should I say catch up, on my Vanessa Nocera collection, because if you don't know who she is basically the co-founder, co-owner of Razorback, and she has a lot of projects, mostly death metal, doom death, I think even a black metal project, but I pick up anything that she puts out because she's just such, not only is she a cool person to talk to, because I've talked to her on Facebook a little bit, but she just puts up some amazing music, in my opinion. So I had to get myself caught up on her projects, so I picked up the Surgikill Promo 2015 tape, just a black tape, and I know that looks very dark because of the really shitty lighting I've got going on today. 2 tracks, well worth the money though. She even threw in a Surgikill sticker. And then of course I picked up the album Sanguinary Revelations, and as you can see, hopefully, it is signed by Vanessa. I pretty much, other than a CD that I got, which is like a EP, one of the first EPs of one of her projects that I got at Half Price Books one time. Pretty much every time I order from them and I order one of her projects, I have her sign the CDs for me just because, you might as well. If you're going to order directly from the artist, if they're willing to do it, fuck, have them sign it. I know a lot of people don't care about that, but I don't know. I just like having a chance to get something autographed by a band member, And then we have Cauldron Barrel, which is a project of hers I've been really looking forward to finally getting. And this is their debut Orgia Nocturna. Again, signed by Vanessa. And came with a little card here because I guess the track listing is printed correctly on the back of the CD. But I guess whenever they pressed it, they basically took the title track and moved it to slot 2 instead of where it was supposed to be, which is at the end. So gives you how the order of the songs go when you actually listen to the CD. So yeah, definitely check out Cauldron Barrel. Fucking amazing stuff. Next up are a couple that I ordered from Hell's Headbangers. This, which actually I threw in a nice little sticker or decal, so I can put that on my truck maybe. But this first one, I got to give a big shout out to my buddy Canyon for showing me this band. He showed them in a recent video of his. I fucking love the little sample that he put up, so I checked out some more, and I just had to pick this up, especially when I think they had it for like $10. This is Balmog with Summa Fide. And just look at that fucking album cover. Is that not cool or what? That is just so badass. You got the back there. Yeah, just really cool stuff. If you love black metal, you've got to check this out. Awesome stuff. Then, of course, while I was there, I had to pick up another Hex Vessel. This is the Iron Marsh EP. Fortunately, it comes in one of those silly digi sleeves that I absolutely hate. So, hence why I've got it in a little white sleeve to kind of protect the disc a little bit more. And this next one, I was so happy to see that they actually had this. I'm pretty sure I got this from Hell's Hamburgers. I'm almost positive. But I was able to track down the vinyl copy of this, and I felt I was lucky just finding that. So when I finally was able to get the CD version, I jumped on it. This is False with Untitled. Such a crushing release, in my opinion. It's very hard to really describe it, but I mean, the little hype sticker on the front, I think pretty well sums it up. Furious, visceral black metal from Minneapolis, this album is far from a simple exercise in listening and more akin to a journey to be experienced. The works contained herein are incredibly bleak and emotionally powerful with a long-lasting impact. There you go. So if you get a chance, check that shit out. This next little stack all came from Barnes & Noble. I got a little coupon or code or whatever you want to call it in my email. They gave me, depending upon, I guess, how much you spent, anywhere from 20 to 30% off. So I decided to order a few things, and I actually ended up getting a huge chunk of my Agoraphobic Nosebleed collection caught up. But the first one I'm going to show is another band that I've been wanting to get more from, but I've just been kind of putting it off until now. This is Orphan Land with Mabul, the story of the three sons of seven. Really awesome Israeli band. And I believe this is a 2-disc edition. Yeah, 2 discs. Not sure which way this, but there we go. This one comes with the Calm Before the Flood acoustic live show bonus CD. So that's going to be cool to check out. And I actually really like the artwork on the inside. That's really cool. Then I had to get another Woods of Ypres album. This is Pursuit of the Sun and Allure of the Earth. Another band that I've been wanting to buy more of, but I've just been kind of, for whatever reason, putting it off. Next up is the Agoraphobic Nosebleed portion of this little raid. This is a Frozen Corpse Stuffed with Dope. Agora Apocalypse. Altered States of America. And their latest EP, Arc. So yeah, nice to get a little chunk of their discography, if not most of it, out of my way. So next up is the latest EP from the Misfits, titled Friday the 13th. Was listening to this yesterday, just 4 songs. Pretty cool stuff. I love the Freddy Krueger look. And this next one, I know, I seem to rave about this all the time, but I just can't help it. I fucking love this album so much. It is definitely a high contender for album of the year for me. And if you're into atmospheric black metal, do yourself a favor. Check this band out. Check this album out. Support them in any way you can. They definitely deserve it because they've put out seriously one of the best albums that I've heard this year. This is Sojourner with Empires of Ash. Just an amazing release. And to finally own the physical product, after waiting for the pre-order, which, to show you how much people love this album, their pre-orders, the first batch of pre-orders that they put up, sold out in just 24 hours. That's like, I think they pre-ordered like 100 within 24 hours. That's how much, I don't want to say hype because that's not what it is. Because, people, anybody that tells you that this is good, they're not lying to you. It's fucking amazing. But it has some really cool artwork in the book. And this next one's actually my favorite of the pictures. I mean, look at that. That is t-shirt worthy, in my opinion. If not, a nice poster with the logo or something on it. And then you got some ruins there. And since I pre-ordered it, anyone who actually did within the first, I think, a couple hundred, got this little postcard looking thing, which is a certificate of purchase. Came with your name on it and your number of your copy, which mine is number 148. Really cool. So definitely check out Sojourner. This next one I actually got from Mr. Corey Cameraman's, because he showed in one of his videos, which it took me a day or two before I actually saw it. He showed a couple CDs he was wanting to trade with somebody. And I saw this one and I just about flipped, because I've been looking for it for quite a while. Yeah, I couldn't find it without wanting to pay, $30, $40, $50 on up. Because it's only been out once, and there's probably no chance ever of a repress. And, when he said, hey, the disc is in great shape and everything, as soon as I saw that, I hurried up and I got in hold of him. I was like, hey, do you still have this? And he was like, sure. And I worked out a deal with him. I bought him a CD he was wanting, and I had it shipped to his house. And in turn, he gave me this. This is Storm with Nordavind. Another project of the man himself, Fenriz. And let me tell you, I am extremely happy to have this in my collection finally. I've been wanting this for so long now, it seems. I just never thought I would ever get it. And unless there was going to be a repress, which me and Count Blackers were actually talking about this, and he said, yeah, there's no chance of that happening. So to finally own it is amazing. And again, Corey, thank you so much. And what was funny is, when I got the package, let me cover up the address here, I saw this written on the back, and I thought that was so cool. So, hails to you, Corey. Thank you so much once again. Next up is one I actually just received in the mail yesterday. This is Lysithia with Realms. I haven't gotten to listen to all of it yet, but what little, I've listened to probably half of it before I got busy, and then, of course, I went shopping, and I just forgot to take this with me, like a dumbass. But this is some really awesome doom death featuring Mike Lamb, who is 1/3 of the masterminds behind Sojourner. And this is one of his other projects. Limited to 100 copies. Mine is number 47. And really cool artwork on the disc. I really like that. And to make it even more awesome for me, it is signed by both members of the band, both Mikes. Mike squared, I guess you could say. So, yeah. Mike, if you are watching this right now, dude, you fucking rock. Thank you so much for this right here. I'll definitely be giving you my full thoughts once I've given it some thorough listens. Next up is one I ordered directly from the band, and I've been wanting to get a physical copy of this, whether on CD or vinyl, since I heard it here on YouTube. Self-titled debut from Woad. Amazing black metal. Definitely check these guys out. And while I was at it, I went ahead and ordered a little logo pin for my vest, as well as a patch. Excuse me, coffee break. Next up is another Israeli band that I actually just kind of discovered accidentally, I guess you can say. And I heard one song off of their latest album, and I went ahead and ordered it, and then I was on Red Stream, and I found this, which is their second album, and I actually kind of sniped this from Classy Metal, because after I showed the picture of it on Facebook, he was like, so you're the asshole that took that from me? I was like, yeah, that was me. So, yeah, this is Winter Horde with Underwater Moon. Really cool melodic black metal from Israel, as I said. Cool stuff. And then this is their latest one, Maestro. I really enjoy that album cover. And the song I heard was Antipath. So if you want to check them out, that'd be the song to check out, is Antipath. Really good melodic black metal. Next up, deathcore from here in Indianapolis to be exact. I picked up one of their albums when I believe it was my last Raids video. And I really enjoyed it, so I had to pick this up when I saw it at FYE. This is The Contortionist with Language. Pretty cool stuff. And the last one. I actually tried looking for this whenever it first came out, and no place seemed to have it. Best Buy didn't have it. FYE didn't have it. And normally those places would have this. And so I thought, well, I'm probably just going to have to end up ordering it. And I hadn't gotten around to it just yet. And I was in Best Buy yesterday, and I just happened to walk by this end cap full of, CDs, most of it total crap. But I was just glancing through it, and I looked down at the bottom, and here this was, this seemingly the only copy they fucking had, and luckily for me, it was on sale for $8.99. This is the new Gojira with Magma. Haven't gotten to listen to this yet, other than the single that they put out, which I believe was Stranded? Is that right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Stranded that they put out. And I've kind of heard a little bit of mixed reviews on this. A lot of people are telling me it's really awesome, which, it's Gojira, so I was expecting that. But I've had a couple people say that they didn't enjoy it as much. They didn't think it was all that great. So, looking forward to giving this a listen myself and see what they have created this time around. So, yeah, that's it. That is my raid. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. I hope I didn't ramble too much or fuck up too much or anything. Like I said, it's been a long-ass week, and it's only going to get longer with this next one. So, I'm going to conclude this. Again, thank you for watching and subscribing, and until next time, stay brutal.